just want to show you that I'm not just some kind of bicycle fanatic. I do have a car, and there it is. And it's not the greatest winter car, and some of you people think that, you know, some of us bikers are nuts for bicycles. I tell you why we do it. If you're fortunate enough to live close to your job, or close to the conveniences of life, like a grocery store, other stores, whatever, it makes sense because this coming week we're going to have super low temperatures in the wake of this blizzard, and for me it just makes more sense just to ride rather than, you know, risk my car. I think it's one of the design cars, the last of its type, with a full frame and rear wheel drive, and even though it has traction control, it still is inferior, obviously, to a front wheel drive or four wheel drive vehicle. But I knew that, and that's why I'm fortunate enough I live close to where I work and are able to get, you know, the conveniences of life. So to me it makes more sense to just work if you know how to dress for it. On my way up to my job. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I'm back in again, and right after I shot that outdoor footage, I walked over to the Walgreens. Yes, walked. And I picked up a few things, and my insidious way of getting people to try to tune into my channel, like those Hot Wheels videos, I did pick up, and I know somebody left a comment about, yeah, you probably pay too much at Walgreens for these kind of cars, but I saw these before, and I finally decided to pick them up because of a tie-in to a former car that I owned, and I found these. Mopar Mania. Let me see those there. And they're pretty detailed versions of some of these classic Chrysler muscle cars here. Like the 69 Dodge Charger, 71 Plymouth GTX, 67 Belvedere, and a couple others. So I thought that was kind of a fun thing. And the tie-in to a car that I owned, I have a kind of a poor quality Polaroid picture of it, but it's a 77 Plymouth Fury, and it's a former highway patrol police special, and it had the 440, you know, big block engine, so naturally, you know, back then gas was a little bit cheaper, but it was still, you know, relatively expensive. It would get like 10 miles a gallon in city type driving, and like maybe if I was lucky 15 or 16 on the highway. But I think tomorrow morning, before I do bicycle to work, in the wake of this blizzard, we're going to get the super cold temperatures, and I think I'll just lay out the clothes and stuff and show you how I would dress for a commute like that. Like I said, my work is pretty close by, like about 3 miles away, so something like this is feasible. I'd rather get the exercise and, you know, do it that way rather than, you know, the extra wear and tear on my car, my automobile, because not only is a short trip not conductive to, you know, it's just not good for your car's engine and drivetrain to operate it under, you know, those kind of conditions for such a short trip. The engine never really gets heated up, and it's just everything is so stressed on those kind of Arctic temperatures. Maybe we'll get a little forecast here. I can show you again, I'll show you this little scanner I got with the weather band.
Blizzard or near blizzard conditions will continue through today. Snow accumulations New snow accumulations today will range from 1 to 2 inches, with the highest amounts the closer you get to Lake Michigan. Wind, strong north winds of 20 to 30 miles an hour, with gusts to 35 to 45 miles an hour. Highest gusts near Lake Michigan.
That's what you got to worry about, the wind. You spend any time out in those kind of conditions, you really want to cover up everything, especially like your face, your extremities, your nose. So maybe I'll show you, like I said, I'll show you what I lay out for my ride, and maybe this camera I used for the first outdoor footage, it should work, but sometimes it might, the temperatures might, you know, make things lock up. I don't know. It's a Nikon P60. It's kind of an older 8 megapixel, but a pretty good camera. It's the first digital camera I ever bought, and so I'll use it for something like this. I won't risk my other cameras for, you know, conditions like this. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, gang, this is my bike. If you haven't seen my Bridgestone MB3 winter bike video, you might want to check that out. This is all the stuff I'm going to wear. I got my little rabbit fur-lined hat. I got one of these, I think it's called a balaclava. I'm going to wear under the hat. I got a little kind of a neck muffler, because that's usually an area that the wind likes to find and make uncomfortable. I got my work t-shirt with my work logo, which I'm not showing. I got some kind of, I guess you'd call it sport type long underwear, a top and a bottom. It's kind of like the underwear that a cross-country skier would wear. And over that I'm just going to wear blue jeans. I'm just going to wear like a cotton flannel shirt. I'm going to wear my my mittens, and it seems little, kind of a thin cloth glove inside of that. I got these wool boot socks, and these are my boots. They're insulated also. My outer shell is this kind of a sport type parka. So the conditions this morning are about, temperature's about 0 Fahrenheit, and they're talking 20 mile-an-hour wind, so you're talking like a wind chill of -20. This might be maybe a little warm actually for those conditions, but it's better to overdress than underdress. You can always take off something, and in my case I can always, you know, stow it in my little trunk there. So it's time to suit up and get to work. That takes me, I'm going to allow a half hour, and that should be plenty. I just heard some snowplows go through, but even if they hadn't, we had this hard freeze, and so any snow would have had a good hard base for these good studded tires to grip into. Well, I'm ready to go, and I'm all geared up, and see you later. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm in the back of my building here at my workplace, so I got to my destination. When I left, they were still snow plowing out the parking lot, and I'm sure the snowplow driver thought, whoa, this guy must be nuts, right? And maybe some of you viewers might think I'm a little nuts too, but I just like to make this kind of video to show you, that you do have options. You don't have to be totally dependent on your car in the wintertime. The snow was, most roads on my way, my like 3-mile commute were plowed, and there was a good hard base of snow, so I never slipped or anything with my studded tires on the bike. So maybe on the way back I'll shoot a little more footage. So see you then. Well, I just got home from work, and you can see I made it home safe and sound. Here's my bike and my undriven car for the day. Got up to a balmy 7 degrees Fahrenheit above zero. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more silliness, I guess, depending on your attitude. So bye for now.